It is late, maybe 11 at night, maybe later. You flushed one time, and instead of going down, the water started climbing. Now you are standing there watching the level rise toward the rim, and there is no plunger in the house, or there is one and it is doing absolutely nothing. Your heart is going a little faster than you would like to admit. I have been a plumber for 35 years, and I have gotten that exact call more times than I can count. So let me tell you, the one thing the panic keeps you from seeing. The clog you are looking at right now, the one that feels like an emergency, is almost always soft. Paper, waste, a wad of so-called flushable wipes, and soft clogs move. You do not need a plunger, and you definitely do not need to pay a plumber $150 to show up and do what you can do yourself in about a minute. And stick with me all the way to the end, because there is one move almost nobody thinks to try that stops the bowl from overflowing onto your floor while you work. That one has saved more bathrooms than I can count. So what is actually happening down there when the water will not go down? Picture the inside of your toilet. Right below the bowl there is a curved channel, a bend shaped a little like the letter S lying on its side. Plumbers call that the trap. It holds a little water at all times, and that water is what blocks sewer gas from floating up into your bathroom. Handy thing to have. But that same curve is also the spot where almost every clog gets stuck, because anything too big or too bundled to make the turn just parks right there and stops. Here is the honest part, the part a contractor trying to sell you a whole new toilet is not going to lead with. There are really two kinds of clogs. One is soft. That is your paper and your waste and your wipes, and it will break up and slide through if you give it the right nudge. The other is a hard object. A kid drops a toy car down there, a toothbrush, a bottle cap, a chunk of something that will not dissolve. That one is a different animal, and I will tell you exactly how to know which one you are dealing with before we are done. For now, just know that most of what stops a toilet is the soft kind, and the soft kind is beatable at home. Let me put a real number on that so you believe me. Over 35 years, I have been called out to more clogged toilets than I could ever add up. And the honest truth is that the big, scary majority of them were the soft kind. The kind the homeowner could have cleared themselves in 5 minutes if somebody had just shown them how. That is exactly what this is. I am going to hand you the same order I work in when I show up on a job, from the fastest and cheapest move down to the heaviest one, so you can stop the second your clog gives up. Let me give you the fastest fix first, because 9 times out of 10, it is all you need. Reach under your kitchen sink and grab the dish soap. Any of it. Squirt a good, generous amount right into the bowl, more than you think, a real glug of it, and then leave it alone for a minute. What that soap is doing while you wait is sinking down and coating everything. It slicks the walls of that trap, and it greases up the clog itself, the same way a little oil helps a rusted bolt finally turn free. Here is where most folks rush and lose. They squirt a little soap, count to about 10, and dump the water in before the soap has done a single thing. Give it the full minute. I know standing there watching a bowl for 60 whole seconds feels like forever when you are stressed and it is late. But that minute is the soap working its way down into the trap and wrapping around the clog. Skip it, and you are just pouring water on a problem. Wait it out. Now, while that minute passes, go heat up some water. And listen closely here, because this is where good people wreck a perfectly good toilet. You want hot water. You do not want boiling water. Hot from the tap, or warmed a little on the stove, somewhere around the heat of a fresh cup of coffee, is perfect. Boiling is not. A toilet bowl is porcelain. And porcelain does not love a sudden shock of heat. Pour a pot of rolling boil into a cool bowl and you can crack it. And now you have gone from a clogged toilet to a cracked toilet that has to be replaced. That is not a fix. That is a much bigger bill. I have seen it happen more than once. Homeowner reads somewhere to pour boiling water, does it to a stone-cold bowl in the dead of winter, and the porcelain splits the same way an ice cube cracks the second you drop it in a warm drink. Now the fix is not $15 of dish soap. It is a brand new toilet and an afternoon of setting it. Warm, not scalding. That one rule saves you the whole headache. So, hot water in a bucket or a big pot. Then you pour. And you do not just dribble it in. You pour it from up high, from about waist height in one steady stream aimed straight down into the hole. Two things are working for you there. The soap has made everything slippery, and the weight and the heat of that water coming down from height give the clog a real shove. Most of the time you will hear it. That gulp, that sudden whoosh as the whole thing lets go and drains. That sound is the best sound in plumbing. If it does not go the first time, run it again. Soap, wait, hot water, pour. I have cleared clogs on the second round plenty of times when the first pour just softened things up. But if you have gone 2 rounds and that water is still sitting there staring back at you, the soap has done all it is going to do, and it is time to bring out the real tool. Before I show you that one, let me tell you about something that will save you far more than one plumber call. Everything I just showed you is one fix out of the 50 in my book, 50 easy plumbing fixes that will save you $10,000. It is 50 jobs a homeowner can knock out on a Saturday with basic tools, showing you which repairs are safe to do yourself and where a contractor is padding the bill. Scan the code on your screen to grab your copy. All right, so here is the tool that clears the clogs. The soap cannot. It is called a closet auger. Now do not let the name throw you. Closet is just the old plumbing word for toilet. It has nothing to do with where you hang your coats. A closet auger is a flexible metal cable, coiled up inside a rigid tube with a crank handle on the end. You can buy one at any hardware store for about $15 to $25. Sit with that number for a second, because a plumber coming out to clear this same clog is going to run you $150 to $300, and it is the exact same job. $15 in your own hand versus a couple hundred at the door. That gap right there is the whole reason I am making this video. Here is how you run it. The bottom of that tube has a bend in it, and that bend is shaped to match the curve of your trap. You set it down in the bowl, feed the tip into the hole, and start cranking the handle. The cable snakes down through the trap, following the same path the water takes. When it reaches the clog, one of two things happens. It either bores straight through it and breaks it apart, or it hooks onto it so you can pull the whole mess back out. Either way, the clog loses. And the reason a closet auger is worth owning instead of just grabbing any old drain snake is that the tube is wrapped in a plastic sleeve right where it rests against the bowl. That sleeve keeps the bare metal from ever touching the porcelain. Run a raw metal cable around an unprotected bowl, and you will leave scratch marks all over it that you cannot buff out. The closet auger is built so that never happens. This is the one tool I tell every homeowner to keep in the garage, because the day you need it, you really need it. Now the auger clears most of what the soap cannot, but let me hand you a few more tricks for your back pocket, because every clog is a little different. The first one is Epsom salt. If you think the blockage is mostly organic, mostly waste, rather than a big wad of paper, a cup of Epsom salt dropped in can help. It creates a little fizzing agitation as it dissolves that helps break the clog up from the inside. It is not magic, but on the right kind of clog, it gives you a nudge in the right direction while you wait. The second one is a wet and dry shop vacuum, the kind a lot of you already have out in the garage. And I mean a shop vacuum, not your regular house vacuum, which will die a sad death the second it touches water. Set the shop vac to the wet setting, seal it over the hole as best you can, and let it pull. A shop vac has enough suck to draw the water and the clog right up out of the bowl and into the tank of the vacuum. It is not pretty, but when you have a hard object sitting in the trap that you need out rather than push through, that suction can be the thing that saves you. The third one is the simplest of all, and it is a forceful pour. Not the gentle hot water pour from before. This is a bucket, a full gallon or two of water, dumped into the bowl fast and all at once. That rush of water hitting the clog with real force behind it can shove a marginal blockage right on through when it was just barely hanging on. Sometimes plain brute force is the answer. Now, before you go any further, let me tell you the two things that cause more of these clogs and more of these disasters than anything else, because nobody selling you products at the store is going to bring them up. The first is so-called flushable wipes. I want you to hear me on this one. Those wipes do not dissolve. The word flushable on that package is one of the great lies of the modern bathroom. Regular toilet paper starts breaking apart the moment it gets wet. A flushable wipe holds together like a wet rag, sails down past your bowl, and then bundles up in the trap or farther down the line and just sits there catching everything else. Half the mystery clogs I have pulled in my whole career had a wad of those wipes right at the heart of them. If you use them, throw them in the trash, not the toilet. Your pipes will thank you. The second is chemicals, and this is a safety warning, not just a plumbing tip. When a toilet is already clogged and full of standing water, do not go dumping a chemical drain product in there, and whatever you do, never mix two different products together. Those chemicals can react with each other and give off fumes that can genuinely hurt you. And now you have a bowl full of caustic water that is not even draining, that you or a plumber still has to reach a hand into. On an open sink, you can sometimes get away with it. In a clogged toilet full of water, it is a bad idea that can turn dangerous fast. Skip it. The soap and the auger will never send you to the emergency room. The chemicals might. So what if you have tried all of it? Soap, hot water, the auger, the shop vac, and that water is still not moving. At that point, you are almost certainly not dealing with a soft clog anymore. You are dealing with a hard object lodged down in that trap, something that will not break up and will not slide through no matter what you throw at it. And here is how you know for sure. A soft clog usually still lets a little water seep past, slow but moving. A hard object tends to block it stone dead, nothing draining at all, especially if somebody small enough to drop a toy down there lives in your house. When that is the case, the fix is a bigger job. The toilet itself has to be unbolted from the floor, lifted off, turned over, and the object pushed out from the bottom side, where you can finally reach it. That is a real task. It is doable for a handy homeowner on a Saturday, and honestly, it is one of the 50 jobs in my book, but it is not a 1-minute fix. If you call a plumber for it, you are looking at $250 or more, because now they are pulling and resetting the whole unit, new wax seal and all, still cheaper than a new bathroom floor, which is exactly where this ends up if you keep flushing a blocked toilet and let it pour over the side. So let me hand you the simple way to think about all of this, so you are never standing over that bowl guessing again. Start by asking one question. Is any water getting past at all? If the level drops slowly on its own over a few minutes, you have a soft clog, and you go straight to the soap and the hot water, then the auger if you need it. That is your 9 out of 10 case, and it costs you next to nothing. If nothing is moving, nothing at all, and especially if you have a toddler in the house or something went in that should not have, treat it as a hard object. Try the shop vac to suck it out first, and if that fails, that is your pull the toilet job or your call to a plumber. And run the money in your head while you are at it. A closet auger is $15 to $25 one time, and it lives in your garage forever. A plumber for the same clog is $150 to $300 every single time it happens. Buy the auger. Even if you only ever use it once, it has already paid for itself several times over. Now for the one I promised you at the very start, the move almost nobody thinks to try. And this one is worth the whole video on its own. The scariest part of a clogged toilet is not the clog. It is watching that water climb toward the rim while you scramble. Sure, it is about to pour all over your floor. Here is how you stop that cold. Take the lid off the tank, the big rectangular part behind the bowl, and set it somewhere safe, because it is heavy and it cracks easily. Look inside, and you will see a rubber flap at the bottom, sitting right over the hole where the water rushes out when you flush. That is the flapper. If the bowl is rising and you are sure it is about to overflow, reach in and push that flapper down flat with your hand and hold it shut. That stops any more water from leaving the tank and feeding the bowl. The rise stops right there. Clean cold tank water, by the way, so do not be squeamish about it. Once you have the flapper held down and the panic is over, you can take your time and work the clog with a clear head instead of racing the water line. I have watched that one trick save more bathroom floors than every plunger ever made. If that move was worth your time, the book is full of them. 50 easy plumbing fixes that will save you. $10,000 catches the small repairs before they grow into the big expensive ones over the years. Scan the code on your screen to get it, and subscribe to the Mark Silverbridge channel for more straight, no-nonsense fixes that keep your money in your pocket